from law field, Mr. Nilendu Vatsyayan. And Mr. Nilendu Vatsyayan, thank you very much for having yourself for this interview. And Nilendu Vatsyayan, a brief regarding Nilendu Vatsyayan. Nilendu Vatsyayan is a practicing lawyer in Supreme Court and High Court of Delhi, and he has got more than 15 years of work experience in the field of law, and is a well-known figure in the lawyer circle of Delhi. And we will discuss with him the life and professional journey he has undertaken so far in his life. So we will start with the first question, Mr. Nilendu Vatsyayan. That please tell us about your birthplace and your childhood.
First of all, good afternoon, all of you. My birthplace is I belong to Ara, and I spent entire childhood at Ara. It was a wonderful moment for me. Of course, every person had a wonderful moment, but as far as my opinion is concerned, Ara is my dream since my childhood, and whenever I get an opportunity to go to Ara, definitely I go there and spent a lot of times therein and enjoyed with my old friends and old market and as well as like a Ramna Maidan. So it is a very good place. It is a very small place, I would like to say, where in which we can get everything. There is no need to go out of the city for a particular things. We can get it all these things as per our requirement. Yes, please tell me.
Okay. So can you tell me about like Ara is a place in Bihar, like, located nearby the capital city, which is Patna, and it is also popularly known for the freedom fighter Mr. Kunwar Singh, who participated in the in 1857 freedom struggle. So the place has got historical importance also, and like it is very good to know that a person from a place like Ara is like growing so well in his circle in Delhi. So my second question is regarding how is your school life in Ara?
I did my school from HPD Jain School, Harprasad Das Jain School. I got matriculations from there, and at that point of time, it was a very prestigious school under the administration of Mr. Jain, who was the principal of that school. And one thing I would like to share with you that when Saraswati Puja was celebrated, it was a wonderful moment for the students and as well as the academic staffs. We attended there to celebrate the Saraswati Puja, and there was a very important thing is that whenever we get a prasad in in a party in a small dabba, we we had about 9 or 10 sweets, and which was very tasty. So we were waiting for that when Saraswati Puja will come, and we'll enjoy a lot of things. All my child with my all childhood friends, and moreover their academic situations was very good. Discipline was very known to every person whosoever residing at Ara, because as far as the discipline part is concerned, Jain school was very known to for that particular things.
So uh,
Every students belongs to from several communities like business class, service class, and there was no discrimination at all. As far as my experience is concerned, we were very competitive, and there was no discrimination with regard to the economic factors because their fee was very low, and we were guided by the government fee structure. But as far as the education part is concerned, by which academics, that is the teachers who used to teach us, and they do not have requirement for the book to teach us, because they know how to handle the students, what they had to give their education to their students, and to the what extent. I would like to share one example. At that point of time, when I was in class 10th, I was a student of the 10th section A, and one of the very prominent teacher, whose name was Mr. Tej Narayan Singh. Now, as of now, he is no more. So, late Sri Tej Narayan Singh, he was a very good teacher for the mathematics, and his khasiyat was that he doesn't require a book to teach mathematics. He sit in the chairs, and after sitting the chairs, he taught us as per our requirement. But at that point of time, one subject was introduced or launched, that is the advanced maths. It was new for every persons, not for students, but every teachers also. And one day he asked about a book. Do you have a book? First of all, this question was asked from my side, from me to me. Then I simply said him, no sir, I did not carry that book. One by one, he started asking about the textbook, but unfortunately, not a single student would have a textbook of the advanced math. He was got very surprised and asked from us, why didn't you get the textbook? We do not have answer. But as you earlier told you that for teaching, he had no requirement for textbook. We got it everything from his mouth in a very easy manner without textbook. So, but unfortunately, he required at that point of time, and we were punished for that purpose. But after that, we started carrying the books and follow the rules and regulations whatever he has formed for us. Yes.
So you would like to tell that being a like student of a government school, you had got quality education at that time, and like Bihar, there are many people who are having very bad,
I'm sorry,
such.
excuse me, Mr. Vatsyayan, your voice is not very much clear. Your voice is very in a low manner,
Is it
so
audible now?
please.
Is it audible?
Yes, as of now.
Yeah. So I was saying that from a government like organization, you did your schooling, and your schooling has been great, and you have been imparted very good quality education during your schooling time. So it also gives a very good impression regarding the schooling in Bihar at that time when you were doing schooling, that you had government schools who were also imparting very quality education at that time, and you studied there, and then you made a name for yourself in the field of law. So it is it is confirming the fact that Bihar as a state had good government schools at that time, which were giving such good education that many students, like many bright students, made their career out of those government schools. So in the field of in an era where we are living in a commercialized education space, where education is being sold off and there is no quality, it is very good to hear that you had your schooling from a government organization, and you got a very good faculty for teaching all the subjects, and it was a great time for you during your school days. So it is very good to know that your schooling was you had a very great schooling experience during your time. And you also talked about community building, that you had community building festivals like Saraswati Puja and other festivals which were celebrated in the schools, and people from all sections of your school participated in such festivals at that time. So you had the extracurricular activities as well as the educational activities, everything used to take place in a very balanced manner in your school. So, for my viewers, I would like to tell that Mr. Nilendu Vatsyayan is a lawyer who is available for any kind of legal counseling or legal help. So that the details of which will be provided in the link of the video which will be uploaded. So you can go through it, and if you want any kind of legal help and legal assistance, then you can connect with Mr. Nilendu Vatsyayan. So I would like to ask you that how was your LLB? Like, from where you did your LLB and how this journey started? Like, how did you thought of doing LLB? Because I think you are from science background. You have done your plus two in science, like physics, chemistry, math was your main subject.
Right. Right.
So how did you plan to do like from science? Generally, people do engineering or medical. Like in Bihar or UP, people are having such a mentality that if you are from science background, you either should do engineering or you should do medical. So how
Yes.
did you chose an altogether different field for
There
like
was
law? Because
yes.
I think you don't have any family background also of law.
Yes. I giving my I am sharing my experience with you. Yes, you are right. I did my ISC, that is the 11th and 12th, from my science background, that is PCM, physics, chemistry, maths. Thereafter, I chosen social science. I did my graduations from the social science. And when I was in part two, that is the BA part two, and thinking about that, what should have been done by my side, either should started my career to for one day examinations and some other things which is very new to me. There was some circumstances created with me which was forced to do to start my career from the LLB. That circumstances were very close to my family. That is my father. One of my friends, that is the childhood friends, who was started struggling, who was started shouting on me without any rhyme and reason. And his father was also came at my place and threatened to my father that your son is not doing properly or not behaving properly with my son. So, and it would not be a good thing for his future point of view. My father was a simple high school teacher, and he was his threatening was very obviously very shaking for him. At that point of time, I was in front of those people. That is my father and his father. So it was a compelling situation to choose my career at that point at that field, either in the police or something else. So I thought that police services is not very familiar to me, but as far as the teaching part or educational part is concerned, LLB would be good for me. Why that situation was compelled to me? Because his father, I do not want to take his name. His father background was a police background. So he thought that whatever I would like to share with any person, he would be threatened and will shaken for him. So that is why that situation was a very disappointing situation and suppressing situations to me and my family also. And at that point of time, my younger brother, whosoever my younger brother, that is my three younger brothers, were very little, and they go to the school regularly. Whenever they heard about this fact, they were also shaken. So I decided that after doing my graduation, will start my career with law field. And at that point of time, my one of my best friend, that is Mr. Rakesh Ranjan's father, was also a practicing lawyer in a very small district court, that is the Jamtada. As of now, it is in Jharkhand. Yeah, he was very successful lawyer, or he was a first generation lawyer. He struggled a lot. He 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 shared lots of time with me whenever I visited at Jamtada, that is at his native place. So it was uh, you can say it was a very experience. It was a very motivated things for me. And thereafter I decided that after graduation I would like to start my career from the law field. They started after LLB. After graduation I started to give examinations for LLB entrance. And I always think about that, कि wherever I did my course, it should be a good university. And as I was the student of Banaras, and I did my graduation from the Harishchandra College, that is in Purvanchal University, and it was a very good college to Banaras after BHU, and BHU is my dream. So first year, in first attempt, I could not complete the entrance examination, but in my second attempt, I I qualified the examination and got it admission in the first list in LLB first year. So thereafter, I started my journey with the law field.
Okay.
Please.
So, like in summary, like you want to say that the law was not a matter of choice; it was some mix of circumstances which made you decide to take up law as a career in your field. And you have done your graduation also from Banaras and from a government organization only. So,
Yes.
like your whole schooling as well as your college life, you have taken all the education from all the reputed government organizations only,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you have got quality education. So I would like to tell my viewers that irrespective of whether you are taking education from a government organization or a private organization, the quality of education matters. And if you are getting good quality education in any kind of organization, whether it is private or government, that should be taken seriously. So you can
Yes.
see an example over here that Mr. Nilendu Vatsyayan, being from a very small town in a place like from Bihar, he has like got all his education from government organization, and he has taken good use of it. So my like fourth question will be like, how was your Banaras days? Like, did you enjoyed your time during your stay in Banaras, doing your college graduation as well as your LLB from Banaras? How was your experience? What
It
kind
was
of
wonderful experience to me. I remember I remember such experience till my life, and definitely I would like to share with you that whenever I take my last breath, I would like to take at Banaras, because Banaras is a happening city. Nobody compare, no, not a single place compare with the Banaras, because Banaras, it means bana hua ras, in which every day a festival is celebrated in a different way. Whenever you go to the uh, Vishwanath Mandir, then my version will feel you also. What did I say? That every day is celebrated as a festival.
So Vishwanath
And
Mandir is the one of the Jyotirlings.
Jyotirlings, yes, it is a Jyotirlings. Yeah. So I am very fortunate. The God had given this opportunity to start my further education from Banaras, and I spent there 8 years about it. I did my graduation 3 years, 3 years for a LLB, and 2 years. Rest of the 2 years started my preparations for getting exam for getting a admission in a very good university like Banaras Hindu University. I would like to share with you, or prior to sharing this thing, as you told to your viewers that it was a compelling situations to choose my career as a LLB. Definitely, it would have been a compelling situations, but it was. I would like to say, in a very honest way, that the career of law for me was the first choice,
Okay.
because I did not think about that what should have been done prior to LLB, or after taking the LLB courses, in after taking an admission in LLB course. But definitely, you can say that that would be the a very relevant factor to choose my career like law in field. So, as far as the Banaras part is concerned, for my entire life, it was definitely very energizing to my whole life, giving a lots of positive things and lots of experience. What I spent therein without my without my without any support, you can say that nobody was living there from my family members also. But despite all these things, by the grace of God uh, and the good wishes, best wishes of my family members, my parents, my nephews, my uncle, all these things, I started to living there in Banaras. And as far as the BHU part is concerned, definitely university, not a single university in entire Asia, you can say that can compare with the BHU, because BHU has a different aura. When you enter, as this is my opinion, obviously my opinion can be changed or can be different from the other opinions, but what I felt about the Banaras and especially the Banaras Hindu University, when I entered in the inside the Banaras University, it it is completely a different Banaras, in which you can feel that there is Ma Saraswati, the best wishes of Mahamana Pandit Malviya, Madan Mohan Malviya, because that university was set up by the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya. When this university was set up, at what circumstances this university was set up? At that point of time, prior to this university, Aligarh Muslim University was established, and and in that university, for taking an admission for a Hindu boys, there was no preference for getting an
There is
admission.
40% reservation also of
Exactly,
Muslims over there.
exactly, exactly. Muslims boys got a 40%, 50% reservation, and as far as the Hindu boys are concerned, there was no reservation. So it was a very difficult task to getting an admission in Aligarh like university. Although Aligarh University is a very good university, and still it is a national. What you say?
Central University.
Central University.
Yeah.
So, in comparison to the Aligarh University, Madan Mohan Malviya, Mr. Madan Mohan Malviya, that is the Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya, thought about that. why should not have established a Banaras Hindu University in which all students who come from the all religions like Muslim, Hindu, Sikh, Isai, etc., who got an entrance examination, who give their entrance examination and got an opportunity to to pursue their as per their choice of the emerging fields. I would like to share with you that there is I think 14 or 16 faculties, very good faculties, very prominent faculties in Banaras Hindu universities. So Mr. Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya had a dream that whosoever taking education in Banaras University, there was a conditional. There was a conditional. A condition was that after getting education, the person who is a very good in education, who should have rendered their services in education or imparting the education to the other students, and that was a bounding for 2 years or 3 years, I think. And in that circumstances, the management will provide them some amounts also, that is the fee, or what can you say, that is
Scholarship.
the scholarship. So this was the administration, this was the management of the Banaras Hindu University, and
Hmm.
therefore, my opinion is concerned, Banaras University is the best university in the world. And
Yeah.
moreover, I would like to share with you that there is no students union, so there is no hindrance at all. There was no influential person who can say that please come and join us to give participation in the elections. No, there
The
is no
focus
such.
is more on education than
Focus more and
politics.
more on the education only. And one thing I would like to more share with you, that is there is a special scouts. So whosoever whosoever commit any default, that persons will be touched with the Scots, and thereafter, uh, and that Scots came from the defense, who managed their administration, law and order, and all small things. So after taking the cognizance, they, if they think that that cognizance may be removed by themselves, they then there is no need to any local police. So there was a concept of local police is not at all, yeah, as of now also. The services, the administration is taken care by the squads only. That is the special police of the Banaras University, and they came from the retired defense persons. So this is the good thing to the students who remain from the local police, who abstain or who far from the local police. Yes.
So, how has been your journey of law? Like after graduating from Banaras Hindu University, doing your LLB, how was your initial years in law? It was like tough, or like how did you feel? Like first 5 years, how was the experience?
So I would like to amend you that my course was not for 5 years. My course was for 3 years, because I started the
You did
law
your
field
post graduation in law.
after, not first graduation, after graduation.
Hmm.
And when I started my career in the law field, that was a very new. I did not hear about subjects except IPC, because IPC is a very known to every person's, which came from movies, serials, and other common platforms. But apart from the Indian Penal Code like CRPC, that is the Criminal Procedure Code, Evidence Act, jurisprudence, international law. International law, as I was the student of the political science, so international law is a very familiar to me. But as far as the other part, as a subject is concerned, I was not familiar with it. And when I started, I would like to say that I my background was Hindi background. I tried to learn English always, and also I am trying to learn English more and more, because language, there is no barricades. The language to communicate everything. Either you speak in Hindi or English, or write in Hindi or English, it should be in proper communication to the other persons. My opinion is that. But as far as for existence in law field, there was requirement to establish being a lawyer of any person. English is required. So I thought that I should start my education and in English language.
Okay.
So definitely I was came from the Hindi background. Although I did my ISC from the English background, but science English is a very different from the language other languages. So when I started to read the Bear Acts, I, uh, I would like to convey my experience with you. Yeah, how did I feel when I started Bear Acts? That is the basic law in LLB or in professions. There, comma, full stop, and gaps. There was a meaning, and very complicated sentences are are framed in the Bear Acts, so that we can learn from that particular sentence in a very different way. When you start up half of the sentence, then that the meaning of the half of the sentence is the different. When you when you come forward to complete that sentence after comma, then you find that their meanings is completely changed after completion the one sentence. So it is definitely it was very challenging to me, and I was thinking about that, how did it complete. But by the grace of God, I would like to say again, and by the best wishes to my family members, I completed my LLB journey from the Banaras Hindu University in a very successful manner.
So after
My
completing
so
LL,
my so my I did I I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you.
yeah.
So I would like to give some lesson to the persons who came from Bihar, UP, MP. That is the Hindi region. Language is not bad for any course when you decided to start the course. But as far as the LLB part is concerned, and especially when you think about that, you have to start your career from the practice, and you have to be started a practice like Delhi, Mumbai, Calcutta, like a metropolitan cities. So as far as my opinion is concerned, it should be in English, because the moment you got it, or you aware the meaning of the bare acts in English, it would be convenient to you, and you will not shake at all whenever you face the court trial. And in the court trial, opposite party is a very communicative in English. You will not be feared. So my suggestion is that try to focus over English. If you are weak in English, don't be fear about it, because English is a very easy language in comparison to Hindi. Hindi is my mother tongue. Definitely it would be a very easy. But as far as the foreign language is concerned, the moment you will leave it, you will be feared due to that language only.
So, listeners, I would like to inform you that especially the students who are aspiring lawyers and professionals from other field, that Nilendu Vatsyayan wants to convey that language is not a barrier in learning any segment or any kind of a field which you want to pursue further in your studies or in your job field. Language is not a barrier. Like you can learn everything in Hindi, and but the thing is that you cannot ignore English as a communication language also, because especially in the field of law, there are various legal terminologies, as Mr. Nilendu Vatsyayan was
Especially
telling
in the
regarding
field
the.
of practice, when you enter
Yeah.
in the practice.
So where there are bare acts and there are various other things involved. Like law is a very complex subject. It is an ocean, because the more you study, the more you will learn about it. The more your knowledge will you will feel limited about it. So, irrespective of whether you are coming from a Hindi medium, Nilendu Vatsyayan, being originally a Hindi medium student, he learned everything from scratch in English, everything, and then implemented everything in English, and he has made his place. So, you should not restrict yourself to Hindi or English. You should learn every language. Your knowledge should matter. Your skills should matter in the long run, but your language should not matter, but you should have a knowledge of English as well as Hindi, so that you are able to succeed well.
I would like to amend one thing more. Law is not a very complex issue. Law is a very simple subject. Law is a subject. It is very simple. When I was a student, the person says my professor says that law is nothing but it is only a common sense. So definitely, it is proved whenever you whenever you face circumstances, it is proved that it is not a very tricky subject or whatsoever complex in terminology, but it is a very simple subject. The moment is that you have to start the learning or understanding about the framing of the sentence in the bare acts or the from the bare acts. Yes.
Yeah, so I would like to know that you have already served more than 15 years in law field. So how was the first 5 years of your practice?
Very difficult. Very difficult.
So the way the we see in series on Amazon Hotstar, on Hotstar, we have seen Criminal Minds and all those law series where they glamorize lawyers, like they are suiting booting and they are getting very high paychecks and everything. So how is the thing in reality? Is it like the law is very glamorous, or you have to work very hard to reach that level?
I like to share with of my experience. I started my career from my Ara birthplace. But after completion of 2 months, hardly 2 months in the practice, my mother had wished to start my career again from the Delhi like city, in which apex court is there, high court is there, and other district courts and tribunals are there also. So, for the as per the wishes of my mother, I left Ara and started. I came to Delhi. Again, I would like to say, not a single persons were residing there in Delhi from my family background, and it was completely a different scenario for me. I do not know how did travel from one place to another place, which by which mode of conveyance. I was not aware with this thing, and language was completely different from Ahara to Delhi, because as far as my experience part is concerned, there is a very slang languages used a very slang languages in Hindi. So it was very inconvenient to me also to hear about such type of language in Delhi like city where local people are using such type of thing. But despite all these things, I traveled my journey from a train. When I reached Delhi, I was not assured about that where have to stay. I called my one of my best friend whose name is Mr. Ajit. He was practicing lawyer in Delhi, and from the local booth at that point of time, local booth was very prevalent in 2005, 2006, you can say. And I called him. He was told me. He told me that Nilendu, so I am in Tisazari Court. So if you are here, so come to Tisazari Court. So with bag and baggage, I was because I was not aware with these things that where I should have leave. So with bag and baggage, I reached to Tisazari and to his chamber in which he was practicing there and met him. After completing his day work, I reached at his place where he resided therein and started and thinking about the career and started the senior to search the seniors with whom I would have to be started my practice. Thereafter, I uh, learned about this thing that one of more BHU's seniors are practicing very well here. I went there and met with him, met with them. They were very friendly with me, and they suggested me that you should join a GK office, that is Mr. Sukumar Pat Joshi, who came from Bihar, Odisha, and as of now he is a senior designated lawyer. He's very known face to the court, Supreme Court, NCDRC, and as well as the High Court. So I started my career from his office, and it was a very toughest time for me. But I should not forget about this thing that the moment you face a tough thing, definitely easiest thing will be come to your life. But when it be happened,
Hmm.
nobody knows about it. But definitely that time will come to you. So my experience, what I shared with you in a brief, was that was the same.
So, you would like to say that networking also helped you during your initial years?
Yes, yes. Networking is very important.
Yeah,
If
especially
you
in the
are
field
a
of law.
social, if you are net, how did you get networking? Definitely, you would have to be social.
Yeah.
You should know about that. In which manner you have to convey your regards, your seniors, your junior. Not you can say that junior, your younger brother. So you know how to tackle the such type of thing, and thereafter your networking is being built up.
What is the
Uh,
average salary of a lawyer? Like
Not
starting
salary,
salary?
not
There is no
salary,
salary.
fee, fee,
Yeah.
fee.
Like you
Nobody
need
can
to.
say that what should have a minimum fee because it depends upon the office of your senior at what ratio he earns and among earning at what ratio he distribute to to his senior to his associates, that is the junior associates. It depends upon the earning of your office and your seniors too.
So initially,
Nobody can say that the person who is getting 20,000 definitely would get 40,000 next persons. No, it is not demarcation at all in this initiation in the legal field like practice. But I would like to say the sky is the limit. This profession is compared with that thing, with that phrase. कोई लिमिट नहीं है इस प्रोफेशन का.
right.
I spent here more than 17 years. in a practice, but I never think about that how I am getting and in future how will be. I do not think, but I would like to share to my viewers who start their career in LLB and practice, especially in practice. Whenever you whenever you have any need, it doesn't mean that you need BMW, Mercedes. No, I'm not talking about it. I am talking about the basic needs. Definitely, this profession will fulfill your dream and as well as your need also. So you will not feel that, yeah, this career is not good for me. It should not have come to the legal field or to in the practice. Where whenever a person's have a requirement, this field definitely will fulfill their requirement. Definitely.
So, like, you want to say that initially, may have to struggle and struggle a lot and do a lot of hard work to mark your place in this law industry, but after a lot of hard work and like after putting in some years of hard work, you will success. You will be like surely getting a place for yourself if you are sincere enough in your work as well as your dedication towards the work which you are like taking. So I would like to ask you that you know about Banaras Hindu University being a central university. Delhi University is a central university. Aligarh Muslim University is a central university. So they have dedicated LLB course for students, but there are also now national law universities all across India. So, what do you feel is the difference between these two colleges, and how are the students different from these colleges, like who are passing out from DU and BHU and who are passing out from NLS, different, and what kind of career opportunities they have more?
As far as the National Law School and Banaras Hindu University is concerned, student of the Banaras Hindu Universities are prepared especially for the judiciary. Definitely, I would like to say in a very frank manner. If I take example of my batch, 60-70% students are judges in different states. They are giving their services in judicial field, and rest of the students started their career in litigation. Some few students started their career in corporate, but national law school students are concerned. They prepare uh, for the it is my opinion for the company's matter. They prepare for the company's matter, and they think about themselves that their career should be started from the corporate affairs, because corporate affairs gives a very good or very handsome salary to them because being an employee therein.
So you want to say that they
I'm
are like.
saying why I have not completed my sentence. Why I'm saying in this way, because national law schools takes a lot of money in completion of LLB. I think 12 or 15 lakhs rupees approx in completion the LLB courses
For 5 year.
for 5 years. Averaging I'm telling about it, or what would be the to the extent I cannot say because I was not a student and I never came from that background. So the moment this student take an admission in national law school, definitely their parents to take loan for completion the education, And the moment they completed their courses, they would like to started their career from the corporate side where they can earn more and more in initial phase also. But as far as the BHU, Allahabad University, Delhi University, and other universities who belongs to the government university is concerned, they take a very few fees, so in which there is no need to take any loan from the Slice Bank and other NBFC. I'd like to share with my experience that I paid about 192 rupees for 1 year fee.
It is more less than 600 for 3 years of
Yes.
LLB you did from Banaras
I
University.
am talking about only a tuition fee, 192, yeah, 199, I think. So you can compare. So there was no pressure to their students that they should have started their career from the corporate side, or they should have started their career in different way apart from the litigation and judgeship.
Yeah.
So this is the great differences. And as far as the other part is concerned, national law schools students come from a very good background in economical manner, and their living style is very different from the other students whose family are struggling with the financial crunches. So there is a great discriminations there and their people, their students in living in a standard for
So you
government
think that
their
the
respected state.
fees of this national law school
Hmm.
should be reduced so that, like, people from normal background or lower middle class background can afford such education?
But I don't think so. Their fee will be reduced. Why fee should not be reduced? Because they are the corporate things. But as far as the education part is concerned, their education is very good in a technical manner. You can say that in as far as the syllabus part is concerned, which is very good. Their moot court always be conducted therein. Although Banaras Hindu University, Allahabad, there was also a moot court, but technicalities as far as the technical point of views, and no, I don't want to drag in that side. I would like to share with this thing that 5 years course, there is only a 5 years course.
Yeah.
So the person, the student who came just completed the 12th exam, 12th board, and started their career in this field. So such type of students get a very good opportunity in this field. They themselves decided in a particular field that they have to start their career in the litigation or the whatsoever the legal field. So this is the main differences with regard to the NLSU or with regard to the other universities. Other university, although universities also started the 5 years course along with the 3 years courses, but during my period, there was no concept of 5 years courses in these universities or other universities, but there was started 5 years courses for that people who came from just completed the 12th examination, 12th board, and they take an admission in like Calcutta University, in which 5 years course was there in national
National
law
University.
explore at that point of also at that point of time also started 5 years courses, but for that students who just completed the intermediate examinations, that is the 11th and 12th. But I would like to say one thing more. Despite all these things, when I entered in BHU, my faculty's position was third position out of 1 to 10, in which Bangalore was the toppest, and I think in the second position, I do not know which university was there, but in third position, my faculty was there, when I
Okay.
entered in that faculty. Yes,
Okay. So being a like central university and in the on the national front, your Banaras Hindu University was on the third position at that time.
yes.
Okay. So I would like to ask you that you must be hearing regarding Chat GPT and new kind of chatbots which are in the market, which are currently taking over many work in many segment. So they are taking over the manual work which we are currently doing, that is getting replaced by these chatbots. So do you think that in future many of the manual jobs of lawyers will be replaced by these chatbots?
I don't
Up.
think so. I don't want to give comments because it is the future aspect. I do not know to what extent science will be developed. But as far as our part is concerned, definitely it would not be going out of the market. Without the lawyers cannot think any chat box and whatsoever the science technologies are concerned, because unless or until the opinion of the lawyers gives to the other person or to the other technology, it cannot be accomplished. So lawyers are required there in always. In what forum, in what form, I do not know in coming future. But this emerging field never be ended.
But human lawyers
Never
will be
going to be ended.
required, where you require your logic to be placed, your arguments to be placed, your discussions, persuasions, and everything which is part of the law. You require human lawyers. You don't require chatbots. So wherever,
Yes,
like,
yes, yes,
how much
yes.
advanced chatbot is there in the future that should not replace human lawyers?
Should not be replaced.
Okay, so that is an assuring thing for the lawyers who are aspiring to make their career in the field of law, that these chat GPT and chatbots are not going to be a threat to your profession. So I would like to ask you a very important question, that is regarding the factual knowledge as well as the social media knowledge in any field. So do you think that like students, especially the youths, especially of our state UP and Bihar and Madhya Pradesh, the Hindi belt, they are very much focusing on the social media. They are sharing various kind of knowledge things on social media, considering them as true, but that is not true. So do you think that they should more concentrate on the fact, they should more concentrate on their career as well as their future progression, rather than sharing any article which is totally irrelevant to their life, or which is totally wrong or false, so which is in any way not no not making any kind of sense in their life? So what kind of lesson would you like to give to the youths who
It's
are?
completely spoiling time. They spoil their time only, career, etc. They think over about the factual situations. They should have read more and more. Smartly, they should have read in which contest they have to decide it, rather than to go to the Twitter, Facebook, and etc. other social platforms. Sometimes we get relevant information, but most of the time we do not get a relevant information. We can take an example. When you take a smartphone, you take a smartphone phone for a particular thing, but you forget about the particular thing and started the surfing the Facebook, Twitter, and WhatsApp, like social media. So the moment you realize that, oh, I should have searched particular things in despite all these things, rather than that thing, then you've realized that you spent about 1 hour in social platform, surfing the social platform. So prevent it. It is not good for good for the future, good for good for the it is not relevant for any person. Try to focus over their career, what they are deciding or what they have decided. Try to read out the contents which are available in Google, like a very good platform in which you can search anything, whatever you want. And if whenever you feel any doubt that contents of Google's are not very satisfactory, then go to the textbook. Textbook is a very important thing. That is the basic thing. We should in this time also I have lots of reference book whenever I feel, despite the Google and other platform I am using these things, but whenever I face some problem in legal side and other side also, I would like to take a textbook or reference book so that I can resolve my problem from that thing. So textbook is a very good example for resolving your problem rather than the social media.
And one last thing I would like to ask you that what are the career opportunities after doing law for the
Lots of
lawyers?
lots of career. Recently, you have to think about that in which field you want to go. If you want to go judiciary, there is a very small syllabus. You can crack if you continuously or if you focusing or preparing judicial examinations, preparation of judicial examination, you can crack within 6 months. There is no very hard syllabus because whatever the contents, whatever the questions are being asked in the judicial examination, definitely it would come from the Bear Acts, ingredients of the Bear Acts, recent judgments, and your some hypothecation problems, and definitely hypothecated problem came from your law. So my suggestion is that if person try to start their career in the judiciary side, definitely it is very easiest to join the judicial services, and it is a very important to give a good services, or to render the good services to the society in remaining in the judicial field. And whenever a person start their career in a corporate sector, I would like to take pause, because the moment you completed your LLB degree, you have no sufficient experience. So there was no training at all in which circumstances you have to resolve their problem in the company or in the corporate sector, whatever you want to say. But if you spend there in at least 5 years, 3 years or 5 years in the litigation, then you started to understand about the uh, profession, about the practice, in which circumstances or in which facts law is law is taking in which facts, by which facts sections will be applicable, articles will be applicable. How is it happen unless or until you start your career in litigation? The moment you started in career in your corporate side, definitely my opinion is concerned, their their new students of the law will be spoiled their career in the corporate side. After 10 years or 15 years, the moment unfortunately they left their job, or company will thrown out from the corporate side or to the lawyers, then they do not have options with them. But despite all these things, especially for the judges also who just join therein, but their beneficial part is that they have academic session. The moment they joined therein, the senior judges started their giving their lessons, how to tackle the matters, how to give orders, judgments, etc. But as far as the corporate part is concerned, corporates thinks themselves that if lawyer had joined therein, they know everything. They will take decisions and resolve their problems chutki within a moment. So my opinion is concerned, practice is more important rather than to start their career in a beginning sense. Either in if a person's came from the litigation side and joined the judicial, that is the higher judicial services or the lower judicial services, definitely their approach are completely different. Why completely different? Because they know about themselves that a lawyer, how uh, uh, which type of problem is facing by the lawyer during the litigation, during reaching court to court. So their approach are very different, whosoever came from the background of the litigation.
Okay. One more question I would
So
like to
so
ask you.
so my suggestion is that litigation is a very important. Every person should start their career from the litigation side, and thereafter they can join in any field, because law has a lot of fields. My opinion, I share again my opinion that when I completed my LLB, as you know about about my life, that it was I am a first generation lawyer, so it is very difficult for me that which field should be chosen. Either I should go to the judiciary or should go to the litigation. But at that point of time, litigation was my passion. So as of now, I think that passion was I was correct with regard to my
Justified.
passion.
It was justified at
Yes,
that time.
yes.
So you want to say that, like before moving on to the corporate field, if the lawyers are interested in corporate law, they should have a minimum 2 or 3 years of exposure in litigation field.
At least.
Yeah. So for all the aspiring lawyers who want to be part of a corporate law, like as per the valuable feedback given by Nilendu Vatsyayan, you need to have at least 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 years of litigation experience before moving on to the corporate field in the field of law. And last question, Nilendu Vatsyayan, I would like to ask you that what do you think about the shortages of judges in India, which is a very crucial factor currently, because yesterday I was talking to one of my colleagues who is like undergoing a personal divorce. So he was saying that there is shortage of family court judges in Bihar. I think there are around 18 posts vacant for family court judge. So that should be case in many states also, that there should be a shortage of judges as far as the legal cases are concerned in India. So the ratio of judges uh, is to the number of cases. I think it is a very huge, the difference between the ratio of number of judges and the cases, and it must be a huge burden for a lawyer like you also to get the hearings done and to resolve the disputes and whatever the cases which you undertake. So that it affects your cases, like it is a time taking process, or like how does the shortage of judges affects your cases?
Definitely, pendency are going day by day, and as far as the uh, appointment of judges are concerned, the apex court and the high courts of the states are very much concerned about it, that such differences should be minimized, so that litigation part may be uh, adjudicated at earliest. So lawyers role of the lawyers are very important in this field, in this thing also. Sometimes in what circumstances, I would like to say, sometimes lawyers wants to pursue the cases. Sometimes judges on leaves due to some other regions, relevant regions. So in that circumstances, and sometimes lawyers take adjournment in a particular their cases. So in these circumstances, dates are giving and matters are adjourned. So if the differences, the shortage of the judges is minimized, definitely our judicial systems, uh, our judicial systems will be removed, and we also are the part of the judicial system. We should cooperate because bar and bench should be cooperate to each other. Thereafter, litigants can get their recovery at earliest.
Okay, so I would like to conclude the interview now. Thank you for your valuable time and your feedback regarding the field of law, as well as the like process of learning for all the students and youths, what they should undertake and what they should not do, and the value of the knowledge which is required in the law field, and value of the organization from where you are doing your law or from where you are doing your schooling. So everything matters in the end for like having a growth in your life. Thank you very much for your valuable time.
Thank you, Mr. Kisler.
And
Thank you so much for giving
I,
such type
I
of
would like,
experience,
yeah,
rendering my experience.
so
Yes,
I would
please.
like to again tell my viewers that if you are interested in having any kind of legal counseling or legal support, you can contact Nilendu Vatsyayan at his Delhi office, and you can get the valuable feedback. And regarding other things, you can directly discuss with him. The link will be provided in the video, and you can go through it and you can contact him. Thank you very much, Nilendu Vatsyayan, for the interview.
Thank you, sir. Bye. Take care.